Okay, so now that you've identified what your talent is, the question for today is,
Are you going to use what you've been given, or
or
are
are you
you
going
going
to
to
lose
lose
it
it
all?
all?
Okay.
Yes. If you
Yeah.
have not watched the video on identifying yourself, please do check it out on our page.
Identify your talent, that
Identifying
is.
your talent,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. When we are given talent or when we have skills, what do we do to multiply? What are
mhm.
we doing to um how are we putting those talents to work? How are we
Okay.
putting our skills to
So
work?
basically, how are you making good use
Use
of
of what
it?
you've been given.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Because in order to be given more of what you already have, or in order not to lose what you already have, you're supposed to put it to work. You're
Or do
supposed to
something with the
invest in
little
it.
you have.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. So now let's look at some of the things that prevent people from actually, should I say, showcasing their talents
Okay.
or working on their talents to
Mhm.
achieve greater heights.
Okay.
So, what do you think are some of the things that make people not put their talents to work?
Me, the
Hmm.
first thought that comes to mind is fear. Yeah.
Yes.
Being afraid limits people from taking action. Yeah, being afraid is the biggest problem that actually prevents people from taking action. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, not being consistent.
Okay, before you go to
Yeah.
not being consistent, I would like to kind of rephrase what you said.
Okay.
Being afraid, having fear. I mean, for most people, it's okay to have fear, but then it's not okay for your fear to overcome you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your fear overcoming you is what prevents you from actually
Making or
making
taking
use,
action.
good use, or taking action of
Okay.
what you already have. Yes. Now you can continue with not being consistent.
Okay. So some people they start something and along the line when they
Mhm.
get tired they stop. So
Mm.
that maybe you have a
Giving
talent.
up.
Yeah. Maybe you have a talent, you started,
Mhm.
you get hard, and then all of a sudden because it's too hard, you stop.
Yeah. Also, the act of giving excuses.
Okay.
Yes. I'd like us to go to look into this particular parable of the talents.
Okay.
And it was of this master who had servants, obviously, and to three servants, he to these three particular servants, he gave 5 talents, to another he gave 2 talents, and to the last he gave one
Okay.
talent.
So to the first one he gave five, the
Yes,
second one he
he
gave
gave two,
two,
and
and
the
the
last one he gave
gave
one
one.
talent.
Okay.
Now, and then he asked them to, go and do what they had to do with the talents that they had been given. Yes. So they were supposed to work with those talents.
Okay.
Here's the case where the one with 5 talents went and multiplied.
Okay.
The one with 2 talents went and multiplied.
Okay.
But the one with 1 talent, he hid, he dug and hid his talent in the soil with the excuse or with the perception or idea that with his master, he does not like to reap from where he sows.
Okay.
Now, it was time to give account. The one with 5 talents, 2 talents, they gave account and they had multiplied, and their master was very proud of them. I mean, his faithful, good servant had multiplied what they had been given. They had put what they had been given to work. Yes, to good use. But then the one with the 1 talent came with excuses and fear. So therefore, that the greatest thing, the greatest punishment that he had received was that that little that he had been given, that he did not invest in, it had been taken from him.
Wow.
Yes, because the master even had the idea. The master even asked him, "If you know I do not reap from where I sow, why did you not then put it into the bank or put it somewhere that can, make it increase or multiply?" But then here's the case where you just hid
Okay.
it away from the world. You just hid it. You did not do anything, not even a single thing about it because of fear and excuses.
Okay.
So it was taken away from him and it was given to the rich. It was given to
Okay.
those who had multiplied.
Okay.
You
Okay.
get what
I
I'm
get
trying
what
to
you're
say?
saying. Yeah.
Yes. So when you're given something and you do not put it to use, you do not put it to work, you do not multiply it. It is taken away from you because if you cannot handle the little you are given, what shows that you can handle big responsibilities or huge responsibilities? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in life, no matter what you might be facing, if you have fear or anything, it's better to overcome that fear than to let that fear overcome you. Yes. Better
Okay.
to multiply and put it to use.
Okay.
Better to take risks
Yeah.
Like you once said, it's better to try and fail than to not
Not try
try
at
at
all.
all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very,
Is there?
very
I think
true.
I'm talking a lot. Is there
Yeah.
something you'd like to add?
Okay. This reminds me of what a friend once said. He was
Hmm.
actually talking to us about talent. I actually forgot about this, but then
Just
today
came
I
to
yeah,
mind.
it just came to mind. Okay. So my friend said that the talent you have is not for you. It's not for you to be keeping to yourself. It's not for you to say, okay, that's my talent and I'm keeping it. It's mine. It's not for anybody else. He said, if you do that, God will take it from you and will give
Yeah.
it to another person who is willing to showcase it to the world.
Exactly. Who's ready to put it to good
Yeah,
use?
he actually
Yeah.
gave us a lot of explanation towards this, but I don't really remember everything. But one
Mm,
thing I remember him saying was that why is it that there are so many people with the
mm,
same kind of talent in this world, and then
mm,
it's only maybe a selected few or a few of them who actually take that talent to the top? And we were like, we don't get what he's saying. He's like, okay, amongst us, there are a
mm.
lot of us who know how to play basketball very
Okay.
well.
Okay.
But then there are some people who are like way better at
Yeah.
that specific talent than
Mm,
others. Though we all know how to play it extremely well, there are a few of us who are extremely good at it because they nurtured their talent more than we did, and then they invested more into that more than we did.
mm.
So at that point, I actually started to understand what he was saying, and it was very, very beautiful.
Wow.
Okay. Now, I also want to there's this parable I also read,
Okay.
parable of the lepers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
The four
so
lepers.
yeah, these lepers were, they were in. I'm just narrating it. I'm not going
Okay.
to give
Okay.
a specific. Okay, okay. So basically, these lepers were they were hungry. There was famine where they were.
Yeah.
There was no food, and then because they are lepers, wherever they go, they will be rejected. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So they came to the conclusion that if we stay here, we are going to die. But then where they wanted to head towards, that place, if they go there, they'll sack them or they'll kill them. So in conclusion, if we stay here, we are going to die. If we go, they are probably going to kill us. So we are going to die. So why should we die here without actually trying to,
get something
get
to
some?
eat.
So they, what's the name? They went on the journey, and on their way God made their footsteps and then their approachiness or them approaching seem like an army was approaching. And then the people who were at that place, I think they were their enemies. The people who were at that specific area, they heard it, and then God re-echoed everything. And when you are doing something, when God sends you to do something, He will actually create a way for you, create a path for you. So the people who were there ran away and left all their belongings, their food, their gold, their silver, every single thing. So when they got there, they realized that the whole camp at where they have arrived was deserted. And then everything there was theirs for the taking by the grace of God. So what
Wow.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
say about this is that instead of sitting down and then giving excuses and not actually trying to,
Taking an
take
action.
an action, yes, exactly, thank you. Not taking the action or building upon your talent, it's better to try trying with the mindset that you can probably fail. It's a win or lose situation. You can probably fail, and then maybe by God's grace you won't fail. If you fail, it's okay. Just get back up and then continue.
Yeah. I wanted to say something. You should always have a win-win or win
Mindset.
or lose.
Okay.
Never have a lose-lose mindset.
Okay. Yeah. Very, very good.
Yes, because that's when you have a win or lose or win-win, you're always going to be taking steps. You're always going to be taking action. You're always going to be taking risks. But when you have a lose-lose, like your mind is you've already
You've already
filled your
given up.
mind. Yes.
Yes, you've already given up before you take
Exactly.
action. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Let's go back to the parable that I mentioned, the parable of the talent.
Yeah.
With the first two, the one who was given the five and the one who was given the two who multiplied,
Yeah.
they took the
So
steps,
they
they
had a
took
win-win
risks.
mindset. They had or a
They probably
win-lose
had win,
mindset.
yes, win
Yes.
or win
Lose
lose.
mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then here's the case where they took action, they took steps, they took risks. They did not let fear overcome them. They rather overcame their fears. They
Okay.
put what they were given to use. They didn't just sit back and give excuses like the one who was given the
Talent.
one talent did.
Okay.
Yes, and here's the case where with what they had and what they had multiplied, the multiplication that they had gotten to, more was added because God took the master took what was given to the one who did not do anything with it and gave it
Anything.
to the one with the five to
Yeah.
multiply.
Okay.
So this is where something funny about this. You see the rich people, they're already rich, and then we wonder why
The
they are
rich keep
still
getting
giving.
rich.
Yes,
Okay,
they are
yeah,
still
very,
getting rich. They
very
are still
true.
giving more. Here's the case where when they are rich, while they were rich or while they are rich, they are working with it.
They are
They are
still taking
investing. They are still
risks.
taking risks. They are
Yes,
still going. They are still pushing, moving forward. So more is up is what
added
up
onto them.
exactly, exactly.
Yes,
But then if you are given little and you cannot work with that little,
you
no
give
one.
up. Don't
Yes,
give
you
up.
can't be trusted with more.
Yes,
You can't be trusted with much, because you are obviously going to lose it again. You're always going to lose it all. But when you strive, when you take risk, when you work towards it, when you try to multiply, more will be given to you.
yeah, yeah, very,
Yeah,
very true.
exactly. So it's better to, take courage, be bold, trust God,
Yeah,
and take risks.
yeah.
Take risks.
So as I normally say, it's better to try and fail than to not try at all.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. So the question is put to you. Are you going to work with what you've been given? Are you going to put what you've been given to use?
Or will
Or
you
are you
lose it
going to
all?
lose it all? Let it be have a mindset that whatever I'm given, I'm going to
Multiply
multiply.
it. Yeah.
I'm going to put it to use so that more will be added onto me. Because if you cannot work with little, there's no way you can work
Work with
with
much.
much.
Yeah.
There's no way. Because if you're already letting fear overcome you with the little you're given, then when much is given unto you, then the fear that's going to overcome you, dear
It's going to
Charlie.
be serious.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah, very, very true.
yeah.
Okay.
So, is there anything you'd like to add?
I think that's it for today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we would also have to put the references. So for the parable of the lepers, the reference in the Bible, it's found in Second Kings 7 verse 8.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, let me confirm. Let me just confirm. Yeah. Okay, so the one that he mentioned, the parable is from Second Kings in the Bible. You can make reference in the Bible. It's Second Kings chapter 7 verse 3 downwards. And then the one that I mentioned is from Matthew 25, verse 14 downwards. Yes, 14 to 30. Yes. So the parable of the talents or bags of gold is from Matthew 25, 14 to 30. And then the one that he mentioned
About the
about the
lepers.
lepers,
Yeah.
yeah, that one is from Second Kings 7, from verse 3 to from verse 3 downwards. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can make reference and read it yourself so that you actually also get
Your
your
own
own knowledge
insight
and
about it.
insight
Yeah.
from it. Yes.
And
Yeah.
comments about, what you've received from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We basically just narrated some parts of the story to give you a fair idea. Yeah, yeah. So it'd be good for you to make your own.
Discovery.
Yes, yes. So we're going to be ending here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will end here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Please share, like, comment, and turn on post notifications to be
Yeah.
notified anytime we release a new video. And we'll see you guys next time.